Greetings, travelers. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm just gonna see if all of our digital components here are working properly. Hey, there's Frank. How you doing, Frank? Hi, John. Hey, New Breed. All right. Is my audio too loud? Is it all good to go? Awesome. Hey, Martin. How's it going today? Thank you guys for being here. This is something I don't do enough. I think we're gonna try and do more of these types of live streams. Yes. Hi, Chuck. Yes, we are going to be. This will be a video that you can rewatch after we're all done. And I also want to say, holy cow, I did not actually think through this. I should have had this earlier in the day so that our friends in Europe could actually watch this and abroad could watch this at a comfortable time slot. So for those of you joining us tonight from over there, I'm sorry. For those of you who have missed it, because of the time slot, I'm sorry. But I'll learn from that mistake and we'll schedule it a little bit earlier next time. So that way you guys can participate in this fun event right alongside of us. So awesome. So thanks for being here. We're really excited. I think everybody on the team is super excited about how the campaign unfolded. I hope that you guys are as well. John says he's at work, so sorry that you have to work through your Saturday here. Thanks, Chuck. We'll certainly have the replay available to you. So anybody who's missed it, you'll be able to see and to see who the winners are. I'm kind of planning this to be about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, depending on how many comments and questions we get. The actual raffle isn't going to take that long. We'll probably wrap that up kind of in the beginning here. And that'll be a fun thing. We're giving away canvases, one canvas for every 50,000 that our campaign raised during the Gamefound campaign. We just couldn't be happier with how the campaign unfolded. Hopefully you guys had a good time too. And now it is kind of that sad moment when the campaign is over and all that excitement that we had built during the campaign kind of fizzles for a little while we diligently get to work and get our butts into gear to get this content to you. So Adam says, hey, thanks for doing this. Adam, thank you. I really appreciate you saying that. Hi, Lee. Wave. This has been kind of a passion project for myself, obviously, and for the folks on our team. A lot of us still have day jobs and things, so this is kind of a dream come true to be able to build these games and to have the opportunity to talk to you guys as a community. Hearing all of the bad hex jokes, has been a fun thing as well. So thank you, John. Thank you. Oh, hello, Gedjik. Thanks for being here as well. And I do apologize for the late timing. So thank you for staying up. Yep. So awesome. So we are going to give away a bunch of these canvas prints, you guys, and these are awesome. So I actually I have a kind of a personal relationship with a gentleman who owns a company here in town. He owns Image 360 here in Oshkosh. It is a awesome little it's kind of a big shop. They do a bunch of different things, including banners and show materials and all sorts of good things. I actually met Tim, the owner, when I worked at my other job, and he has been kind of a life friend of mine. And so he is able to produce these amazing canvas prints. Um, if you do want to order these, if you don't win, Lee, I saw your message. Yes, you guys can order these from me. We just have to kind of iron out some details. Generally, it is kind of expensive to ship these off to various locations, but we're willing to do it. Generally speaking, these and I'm not quite sure what we would charge as a retail, but we can look at that and kind of go from there. So yeah, so these are awesome. They are really nice canvas wrapped. They come with the little hanger at the end here on the other side, and real nice stretched frames. So yeah, and like I said, if you don't win one of these today, if you're looking for some awesome art, we're definitely willing to entertain the idea. Send us a message at gamemaster@hexplorit.com, and we'd be happy to look into that idea. I will get the details as to how much it costs, and we can kind of go from there. So. Awesome. So, how about all of this art? We, being a small company, we have really upped our ante in the art department recently. And in fact, let me change my feed here. So, in the upper let's see, it'll be left on your side here. We are going to be basically revolving a bunch of our images throughout this live stream. So you can look at all the art alongside my mugshot here, and hopefully that can give you some insight into the types of images that you're seeing in our games. Hey, Dragon Shadow. Thanks for being here, and thanks for the comment. Yeah, we have awesome artists. Yanis and the Creation Studio, Chen Fei. We've got amazing folks working very hard on the art. And we've had over the years several that have kind of come and gone and been a part of the Hexplorit family, and we just couldn't be more proud of the art that's being produced. And a lot of that is because of you guys, because you guys are supporting us, and we're able to be here for another year. So really, really thankful. We do have the werewolf. I don't know if you guys can see, it's right there. I have a werewolf print in the bag. In fact, why don't I go get that and you can take a look. Yep, so here's the werewolf, and that was done by Yanis. So he just did an amazing job on this one. And at the end of this at this live stream, when we get into our Q&A kind of session, we can go over what that looks like on the cards. So we'll be able to kind of talk about what is our werewolf boss, how does he function, what's the boss, how does it unfold in combat. So so we can certainly talk through whatever you guys want to talk about. I am here to just kind of have fun with you guys. So thanks again for being here. Let me put this back. All right. So hopefully you guys are all having a lovely Saturday. For those of you who are working, I feel your pain. I usually am working on Saturdays and Sundays as well, and really any time in between. But it is a passion project, and I love doing it, and I would have it no other way. All right, why don't we, do you guys want to give away canvases now, or should we talk about hex stuff for a little while? What would you guys like to do? Hey, Keith, thanks for being here. Yes. So volume five, great question, Martin. So we can certainly talk a little bit about volume five, but I do want to caution that the creative team, we don't want to rush things, and so we're very cautious about talking about volume five, only because we want to put our all into it, and currently our bandwidth is completely consumed by finishing domain. So that doesn't mean we're not going to talk about it, and we'll definitely try to give you little glimpses and insights into our thinking. But volume five is kind of in its infancy at the moment. We're hoping to get to that, kind of dive into the creative on that in the summertime this year. So we're going to be hitting that pretty hard. That one is looking like we are going to be doing our the tower defense kind of a map, and so again, we won't talk too much about it, but that's kind of the idea with that one. I do have some art that we're starting to work on for volume 5, so we are kind of dipping our toes into that at the moment. Hello, Richard. Thanks for being here. High Seas. Yes, the High Seas, we're looking at volume 6 for our High Seas adventure. We're kind of looking at that one being an ascending to godhood type game, where now you've built your heroes, and your heroes are attempting to become gods and join pantheons. So that one will be a fun one. And again, putting the cart a little bit before the horse, those things can change a little. Hello, Shai from Israel. Hey guys, thanks for being here. We currently, David, hi. We currently have 6 volumes planned for the series, but we've got so many ideas to expand. Hexpand. There's one of those terrible puns. Sorry. I might be doing that a lot, and I might apologize every time, so that's all right. See? Dad jokes, rad jokes. Yeah. Actually, as an aside, my daughter has better dad jokes than I do. So... Hello, Alexander. Thanks for being here. Again, I so apologize to all of you folks in overseas for it being so late. I will certainly make sure that is something we schedule earlier in the day for you guys. Artwork is awesome. Thank you. Yeah, so we are looking at the openness versus complexity. Kind of give and take, that push and pull is something that we really want to be careful with. We absolutely love how Sands turned out, but it's not for everyone, and that is the open world. However, there's something to be said about all of the different things that you can do with the game system, and it's always been our goal to strive to give you guys our players the ability to play it in any way they want, which can vary the outcome so greatly. All right. So that is a little bit of insight into the kind of the creative process. We are certainly, looking at other products as well. We're currently working through what is called themes, and this is something. Thanks, Dragon Shadow. Yes, the open world is something that is really something that we've focused on, and it really hit it hard in Sands, and it is something that we enjoy as well. So the themes, as I was saying, we're looking at something different to give you a new way of playing past games. And this is kind of a dip into like a focused kind of a game where you play it in an entirely different manner. For instance, a theme for Domain of Mirza Noctis might be the Blood Moon. And in this theme, when you're playing the game, undead are completely overtaken the land, and there are raids on villages as you're playing the game. We might have a theme for Mirza Noctis that includes basically we have one that's planned that is a deep sea, where the seas rise and the marshes become open water, and the water creatures, these Sahuagin, come out of the marshes, and they are basically raiding and doing their thing while you're playing the game. So we definitely have a bunch of themes that we're working towards on each of the different volumes that we're trying to craft for you. And that will be a product that comes up in the future as we kind of work through them. Another fun one that we're working on is the ball, which is basically in Domain of Mirza Noctis, where instead of actually facing Mirza Noctis, he has a ball that you can attend in his castle. And so there are nobles that are invited, and most of the nobles, basically don't survive. And your heroes, if you go to this event, you may not survive, or you may uncover a sinister plot. So we're working on different themes that basically allow you to play the game in an entirely different way. David says, "Never apologize for puns." Awesome. That's extraordinary. I really appreciate that. All right, volume 5 sounds really interesting. Even more curious about volume 5 or 6. Sorry, 6 and 5. Open world is what got me to explore it. Let's see. David says, after looking at these games, it was the world being what it is that got me into the pledge. So thank you. Yeah. Do we have other projects planned? Yes, we are starting to look into other projects. But to be honest with you, we don't want to dive into anything outside of Hex until we've given this series our all. We don't want to rush things either. So if we get to the point where the content isn't coming naturally, and we're not necessarily producing work that is up to our standards, we're likely going to pause and look at other options. But we do have a list of some things that we're working on. We have a party game that we're kind of looking at doing, but again, our focus is on Hex at its core, because it's what has built us up as a company. So thanks for that question too. So why don't we look at the canvas giveaway? We have 10 canvases to give away today, guys. So it is going to be fun. We're going to do this using random.org. Why don't we? Do you guys have any other questions before I hop into the giveaway? If you want to ask anything else or talk about anything else? Forgive me, I'm having a beer early today. It's 4:30 here, obviously, but I wanted to dive in a little. So see more of life on the map. Gadget, that's a good one. See more life on the map. We are looking at that. I think I saw you post about that too on our page. There was a comment that was about, I think, that same comment on our project page, and that is something we've been kind of looking at. Unfortunately, I think a big part of the life on the board comes from minis. It doesn't have to. There are other ways to do it with the tokens, for instance, like the merchants. So we definitely have Oh, do you? You like that one too? Yeah, Hazy Rabbit. That's a good one. Indian Pale. Yeah, IPA. Yeah, that's a good one. So I'm sorry. That was totally a squirrel moment. I was answering your question about more life on the map, and I was like, "Oh, hey, beer. Yeah, let's talk about that." So yes, we are looking at doing more life on the board, and actually, we partner with Reaper Mini because they are an established company, and they have molds and sculpts of different awesome heroes and bad guys, and it's just been a very organic relationship with them. So yeah, John, that is a great thing too, and that is something we've strayed away from. We're not doing mini heavy games. We never really were and never will be. That's just something that we don't necessarily need that amount of plastic in the box. Our boxes are very heavy. They have a lot of components in them, a lot of cardboard in them, and so we don't necessarily need all the plastic. So that is definitely something we think about too. All right. Any plans to incorporate art in other aspects of past or future volumes? That's a good one. Yeah. One example of how we're doing that is Clicks Madness. That's a really good example. We do have a number of our past artwork that is going into that volume just to kind of flesh it out, give it a little bit of life. So that is something that we use quite a bit of. We try and put as much art into the products as possible to help evoke that sense of storyline. And something that I've really enjoyed over the years is creating characters. Like when I used to play D&D, I say used to because, and I would still if I could, but I just don't have time anymore. And Hexplore kind of came out of that inability to get together with my friends, my core group of friends, where we would tell stories and interact in completely foreign lands and unearth these awesome arcs, these story arcs that just breathe life into normality, right? Like, it's fun being human, and it's great, but it's so cool to use your imagination to build these other worlds, and so that's something we try and do as much as possible. All right, don't be shy making episode 5 or 6 expensive like Sans. Sure. World is so great, having extra immersion makes it even better. Thank you, Adam. Yep. Race art, yes. So race art is something that we are thinking about doing. We did not pull the trigger on this in Domain. And the reason for that is because we are not ready to create 70 images of our past races. And that would have been a question that came up right away. Now, we are likely going to be creating kind of like what we did with the encounter deck boxes, where the encounters now have art. We will likely be creating a product that gives full art to every race card, where you can purchase that separately. We got into a bit of a bind when we re-released the second edition of Valley of the Dead King. To give you a little backstory on this, when we were in our infancy, we basically did our first Kickstarter. It was awesome. It was really well received. But I had done the art for the game board myself. And it wasn't, I'm not an artist. So the art for the game board was really low key. And it was good. It was okay, but it wasn't up to my standard. And I think when we were looking at creating Volume 2, the question came up that hey, we want to be able to play these games in a dual setting with multiple games at the table. So you could play Volume 1 and Volume 2 at the same time, for instance. And when we looked at the art, my beautiful art that I had created, and it was very nostalgic to a different time. I don't think it was really 2D or 2-bit, I should say, but it was definitely pixel drawn mountains, right? So we decided to create a second version of Valley that included updated terrain, an updated map. And when we did that, we learned very quickly that folks were not necessarily happy with us re-releasing a second edition so quickly. This was a year and a half after we released the first edition. So we are very... we take it very seriously. We do not like putting out new editions for our content unless we absolutely have to. So that's kind of where we're coming from with that race art. We want to do it right. After the series is done, we may be releasing all the races all at once with beautiful art. I don't necessarily want to shoehorn us into having it done next time. It may not. We're still looking at all of our options on that. For now, we are certainly looking at obviously all of that awesome terrain art, the encounters and bad guys and roles, obviously. So villain versus villain mode, yeah, that would be a fun one. So we do offer, when you play a duel game, we do offer a villain versus villain. It's a little, I don't think it's quite what you're thinking or what you would like to see, Gary. It's more of one bad guy is fighting another bad guy while the heroes are doing their normal work. And so, for instance, if in the dual game of Domain and Valley of the Dead King, if you're playing both of those at the same time, then Mirza Noctis may be sending his blood collectors into cities. And if Mirza Noctis takes one of the villages, let's say 4 collectors appear and one of those villages fall, then that village becomes one of the Dead Kings and allows him to move further. And then we certainly have, certain things, triggers that happen during that duel game that play off of one another. And so one boss is going to overcome against the other. And so that is something that we do have. Make a gazetteer for the whole world. Yes, we want to do that. We do want to do that, John. I am a big map person. I was the DM or one of the DMs for my group of friends, and I loved making maps. Probably made too many. It was one of those things where I would make this intricate map and then we'd use it for like one session, and then it was like, well, okay, I want to see that again, but we've moved on. So I am a map person. I do enjoy looking at a map and just letting my imagination kind of take me to what's there. What does this place look like? So we are looking at doing that for the different art that we've created, and we will likely, when we get to our races, to give them their beautiful remake, then they will certainly be included as well. A set of world books, yeah, that would be awesome too. We have had our nose set so closely to Click's Madness that we have been kind of focused on that campaign. But we have had discussions about what it would look like having some kind of interactive RPG, or, I mean, look, we've got all these beautiful map tiles. You can use those in a more of an open setting. You could create your own fun story arcs and test your heroes in different ways that we haven't even thought up of yet. So we are kind of like looking at looking at that. But obviously we are a small team, so there's only so much we can kind of focus on at a time, sadly. But sky's the limit, and we really have an awesome community and a awesome set of products. So we're hoping we can continue to build for you guys. All right, so let's take a look. If I do this, yes. Okay, so should we give away some canvases? Let's give away some canvases. We're going to give away 10 canvases today. So we have this random number generator here. This is from, let's see, it is from random.org. I know you can't really see it because I just have this tiny little piece here of it. But if we hit generate button, you can see that, hey, it spits out a number. Well, let's just do a couple of them. You guys are going to probably go back through this and see who won those few times and be like, oh, that didn't count. All right. So, you guys ready? Should we give away the first one? So, let me just show you what is on the screen here. So, we have just the backer name is all. We have the winner. And this goes all the way down because we had so many awesome, amazing backers that helped create this for us. We have 2939 folks in this raffle. So good luck, everyone. Let's see where this takes us. Let's change our number here to 2939. And okay. We'll do a countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready? Good luck, everybody. And thanks again for being here with us, you guys who are live. All right. Winner number 1 is 10. Did I not change the max? Oh, no, I did. Okay. I must be looking at the chat. And it's a little slower than me. Okay, so 1013. 1013. Let's go look at 1013. Too far. Here we go. 1013 is Jeffrey Champlin. Is winner number 1. Congratulations, Jeffrey. All right, so that is number 1. Let me just copy this into here. Oops, wrong copy. I need the name. Okay. All right, so winner number 2. Winner number 2. Let's generate 178. Backer number 178. Let's see here. Well, let me rephrase that. It's not backer number 178. It's just from the list here. I'm sure there is a different number in Gamefound system. Anthony Strutyinsky, you are winner number 2. Anthony, congratulations. And yes, so you guys, those of you who are winners, you will be able to basically select any of the art that we have available to us. You can let us know which is your favorite. We'll send you a link with all of the icons, and then you can let us know, and we'll take care of the rest. All right, you guys ready? Winner number 3. Let's do number 3. This is Hextraordinary. 94. Winner number 3 is number 94. Glenn Engelcox. We have a winner number 3. Glenn, congratulations, sir. All right, moving on along. Yes, we can certainly sign the back. We would love to do that. We can sign the back. I haven't done that in past. That's a really great question, Lee. Yeah, we should do that. I'll do that going forward. Okay, number 1128. 1128. Benjamin. Benjamin, congratulations on winner number 4. Okay. Yeah, that's such a great thing to say. I would have a hard time of it too, because like, you know, you'd want to be able to have multiple, right? It'd be fun to have a couple of different ones. Okay. Oh, did I do the wrong one? Oh crap, Benjamin. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, Benjamin. It's number 1128. Oh my goodness, if you're watching this, oh, don't hate me. Don't hate me forever. 1128. See, here I am chatting with you guys. Cortland, you are number 1128. So very sorry, Benjamin. Cortland LaValle, you are winner number 4 after my dyslexic moment there. Cortland, thanks for keeping me honest, you guys. I'm glad you're here. I could have messed that up. All right, number 5. I just have to stop yapping, and we'll get on with it here. 1978. That's closer toward the middle. 1978. Here we go. Hayot is winner number 5. Yes, too many things at once. All right. Hayot, congratulations. You are winner number 5. Moving on along. Let's generate another one. 1216. Let's go up and see who's 1216. 1216. Here we go. There. Alan from Lorson. Winner number, what is it, 6? I think it's 6. Yes, it's winner number 6. Congratulations, Alan. Okay. Uh-oh. Did we lose you? Did I lose you? I'm so sorry. Okay, can you guys hear me okay? Okay, good. Okay, where did I lose you guys? So I got up to winner 7 before I saw chat saying that we lost. So let me see if I can. Okay. So I think between 6 and 7. Okay, so number 6. Let's go and find number 6 was all right, so number 6 was number 1218. Alan from Lorson. Number 1216. Okay. And then number 7 was 1388. 1388. Oh no, I think I clicked the button. That's number 8. I clicked the button. You guys can see it right here, 1388. So I clicked that button, and I went to the next one, and we didn't actually announce it yet. So number 1388 is Larkin. Congratulations, winner number 8. Sorry for the anticlimactic there. Uh, so let's go ahead and let me just ask. Can you guys still see me okay? Everything good? I'll wait. Only 2 left. I know. Crazy. Okay, I think it is. I think it's working. So 2 more chances. Here we go. Okay, one more. 2716. 2716. All the way down toward the bottom. 2716. David Clausen. David Clausen. Congratulations. Winner number 9. David. Okay. 1 more to go. 1523. Winner number 10 is 1523. 1523. Oh. Okay. Kresimir Antolic. Winner number 10. Congratulations, you guys. Thank you for backing the campaign, and hopefully this little giveaway is well received. We certainly thank you for your efforts to make this possible. All right, so that is the end of our giveaway. Right here at the bottom, you can see the winners. So there should be 10 that you can see there. Congratulations. Brian, thanks for the question. We can sell these. It's more of on a case-by-case basis. We don't necessarily want to offer these to large numbers of people, just because shipping costs can get kind of crazy. But they are available. All you need to do is send us a email at gamemaster@hexplorer.com, and we'd be more than happy to kind of show you what the process is. You could probably choose the size. I think these are all, I think they're 12 by 18 inches in size. So that's kind of our standard, but obviously, we can certainly do custom ones. All right, so thanks again to all of our winners, and thank you guys for being here. I'm willing to stay on the line if you guys want to talk through anything more. Do you want to look at any art or talk about any of the bosses that we have for Domain? I would be more than happy to pull things up for you guys. So questions and answers, I'm here for you. Now comes that fun part where there's just the slight lag where I'll ask a question and then we'll just kind of those of you who are watching later, I'm just kind of like waiting and stuff, so I apologize for the little wait. Yeah, possibly we might do. I've considered doing screenshots or backdrops for devices before, and that is something that we're likely going to look into. At least some of our more interesting evocative kind of pieces. So Richard, you have a question here. I'm sorry, I should do these in order. Okay, so Brian, what is the most unique boss in Domain? Most unique. Well, we've built a lot of really interesting ones for Domain. I would say the one that is the departure from other bosses is the haunted house. So you can go in and face or survive an encounter with a haunted house. The boss's name is Kaeln's Manor, and each of its abilities is a rune in the house. So we are certainly looking forward to that one. It's an Outlast boss, so it uses the Outlast mechanic. That being, you simply have to survive. So things will be happening, and you actually roll that boss. I don't actually have the art for Kalen's Manor yet, so I won't show the art for that card yet. But we do have some other ones. So werewolf boss mechanic, yes. So any teasers for episode 5? Okay, let me do these one at a time. So let's look at the werewolf boss, shall we? Let's see if I can pull this up here. It might just be a moment. Clickety clickety. All right, so the Hermit. All right, so the werewolf in Domain. He's actually two bosses in one, rolled up into one. The way this boss mechanic works is if you've traveled during the day, you have the chance of facing the Hermit, his day form, his human form. At night, he turns into the werewolf. So in his human form, the Hermit is a level 2 boss. And if you'll notice, at the top here, let me just move the chat so I can actually see it here. And let's see. So we have, so in this one right here, we have Outlast in this particular boss. And this boss has an Outlast that, that counts down. And when it counts down to 0, if you have not defeated the Hermit in this time frame, day turns into night and he becomes the werewolf form. So something new in Domain is when you have the Outlast, the ability to affect a opponent's Outlast. In Domain, let me back up. In Sands, you can reduce Outlast. That's all you can do is reduce it. In Domain, we use Outlast as a timer for certain things. So in this case, the Hermit's Outlast is a timer that will count down, and when it hits 0, he turns into the werewolf. So in Domain, instead of reducing Outlast, the heroes can increase Outlast. So if you'll notice, if you had a hero who was using Attack, Navigate, or Explore, you can actually modify this Outlast during the fight to keep it from becoming 0. So that is something you can do alongside of his affecting his vitals like attack and I'm sorry, his vitals like health and energy. So that's kind of a fun one. And of course he turns into let's see, the werewolf. Where is he here? Here he is. All right, he turns into the Lycan. And so the Lycan can only be fought at night. And again, day will turn to night if you are unlucky enough to face the Hermit and not get that Outlast taken care of. So to talk about the Lycan's abilities here, he deals in critical damage. Critical damage is a big one for the werewolf. And this is a new mechanic that was unveiled in Domain. And that is the idea that heroes can only take certain number of big hits. All right, so that is something that we are focusing on in the werewolf mechanic. All right, so let's see. Jens, is there anything mini gamey like the Black Pyramid in Domain? So yeah, we do have the dungeon is kind of acts like that in Domain. Uh-oh, do we have buffer again? Okay, I think we're back. All right, so let's see. Is there anything mini gaming like the Black Pyramid in Domain? Yes, the dungeon in Domain is our kind of our mini game. There's a lot going on in the dungeon. A lot of the cards will have you do certain things, and so it feels very organic, and so that's kind of a fun thing to do. Um, Another kind of fun mini game in Domain is the accumulation of blood magic, the ability to actually cause yourself to take critical damage, to produce some really interesting effects. For instance, you could, summon a demon. You can heal wounds. You can summon skeletons to fight for you. You can teleport the group. You can do all sorts of fun things with blood magic in Domain. That's something we really wanted to look at. And kind of the fun thing with that is that it's so diverse in what you can do with it. And we want it to be able to be played and used in other games. So you could, for instance, add blood magic to any game you're playing. We have a section in our playstyles book that allows you to not only use blood magic in other games, but use the dungeon in other games as well. So, for instance, if you're playing Valley of the Dead King, bust out Domain's dungeon system and use it in Valley to create an entirely different experience. So we're really excited, excited. Oh, there's another one to do it in that way that you can reuse this content however you wish. It's kind of a toolbox. All right, so let's look at some more stuff. Lucas Pollock, is Domino's running a deal? So I gotta tell you guys this. Hi, Lucas. Lucas is my best friend's son, and when we did our role playing events, we would always order Domino's pizza. They had this $5 deal, right? So every single time, and they've had this deal going for like, it's got to be 15 years. So every time we're like, hey, is Domino's doing their deal? No way. So that's a kind of a fun inside little joke. Thanks for sharing, Lucas. All right, John. So Richard wrote, with all the races you have now, how do you come up with the new ones? You exhausted all the generic fantasy races a long time ago. Same with classes. Yes. So we actually have, believe it or not, we have fleshed out most of our races. We have some upcoming. We try to delve into different regional lore. Just to think outside the box a little bit, and look at different things. I know it's kind of a cop out of an answer. We do have a list, an ongoing list, and we kind of add to it whenever an idea comes to mind. But yeah, we definitely have fun coming up with all of the races. Gutter Gnome, for instance, was one that, and the Gutter Gnome was based on our the Cursed Ones art. Let's see if I can find that for you guys, just so you can look at it. 1 second. All right, so our gutter gnome, for instance. So this one actually came from gully dwarves in Dragonlance. I absolutely loved the idea and the kind of how they wrote gully dwarves in domain. I'm sorry, in Dragonlance, and so we wanted to come up with something that was kind of like that, kind of grubby, kind of, you know. So if any of you Dragonlance fans out there, our cursed one, he is one of those that kind of comes from that race. So all right, so let's see what else we have here. Do you think the scarabs in Sands... Hang on one second. Do you think the scarab in Sands is too easy? I think it's very circumstantial. But I will say this, Lee. If you get loaded dice in Sands, you can make a lot of money. So we do think that it is a play style that will net you a good amount of money, gold, if you take the time to do it. But like everything, push and pull, it takes time to do those scarab mini games. So that is something that is kind of push and pull. Thanks for the question. All right, so let's see. For future Kickstarters, a world map reward showing the world and where each episode takes place relevant to one another would be cool. Yes. Short fuse. I like our previous conversation about the map. I think that would be awesome. And it is something that I've kind of talked a little bit with. Alvaro is our terrain artist. He does our maps. It is something that we're going to possibly look into. Each map that we have is about 2 gigs in size. It's a Photoshop file that is just massive. And at some point, we may want to basically start to combine some of these areas together to see where they are in relation to one another. So that is something that I've thought about, and I think it'd be really fun to do that. Is it coincidence that Cras Vitalia sounds a little bit like Castlevania? Yeah, Brian, it's funny because when we started to look at names for domain, the fun thing for us was coming up with the name of the bad guy, because we knew the acronym needed to be DOMN. And so we were like, well, what could be a title? And he's got to be relating to like night, right? So we can't. Noctis was easy, but Mirza is actually a formal name of like a count. So we kind of found that as kind of our lucky naming nomenclature for that character. The Cras Vitalia is something that we wanted it to sound a little like Castlevania, but obviously we didn't want to copy anything. We're not in that kind of a that's not how we operate. But we wanted something that was evocative of that kind of realm. So. John's question: Akalon's Guide to the Valley from Volume 1 was added to the world. It'd be cool if you had some other pre-generated or randomizer for the other volumes. Yeah, we could certainly look at doing that. It should be pretty easy for us to do that. Add it to the website for sure, definitely. When combining volumes, can I combine any two? 4 or 2? JV, yeah, we are building Domains Play Styles book to include all of the rules you'll need to combine any of the volumes. So if you were to buy, or if you have Volume 2, for instance, that one will show you how to play with Volume 1. If you have volume 3, volume 3's playstyle book will allow you to play with volume 3 and 2, 3 and 1. Now volume 4's playstyle book is going to allow you to play with 4 and 1, 4 and 2, or 4 and 3. So we're building each one to have its own set of unique rules for that style. All right, Frank, good question. Good question. Do you want to talk a bit about the Sears Club? Will it continue for volume 5? Great question. Yes, so Sears Club is something that we did in volumes 2 and in volume 3 to showcase the next volume coming out. So in 2, we were showcasing 3, and in 3, we were showcasing volume 4. So in this one, we will be looking at doing another Sears Club, and it is likely going to be attached to our newsletter. We had a little bit of feedback from folks saying, we don't want to sign up for this again, but with the GDPR, I think it's GDPR, being what it is, I think we do need to have folks sign up for it. Because we have it attached to our newsletter, you're already signed up for the newsletter. So I think we can just go ahead and have it be part of the newsletter. And so you will automatically be a part of that. We are not necessarily going to password restrict. I'm not sure if we're going to do that this time. It depends. We haven't really gotten that far. So thanks for the question. Gedget, can we use Encounter Deck's living card deck from other volumes? That's a pretty good question. So Encounter decks, absolutely. Encounter decks are built, and then that's the reason we built the Encounter decks with the Encounter back on them instead of having the Circumstance back. So Encounter decks have been built so that you can actually create any kind of encounter deck you want when you're playing your games. You want them to have, only level 1 through 4? Want them only to have level 5s? Go ahead. So you can actually take your encounter decks, mix in any cards from any of the volumes, play as you would, and that's kind of a fun thing going forward. All right, living card decks are a slightly different story. Living card decks are tied to different spots and different mechanics in the game world that you're in. Let me preface that. That's only half true. The reason that's only half true is that half of our living cards are arcs, are story arcs that are built into that particular game. The other half of those cards are circumstance cards that go with certain decks in the box. So for instance, the living card deck for Domain has both living cards for the day deck and the night deck. So in order to play those cards in a different game, you would need to have the day deck or the night deck in play. And of course, you could come up with your own kind of fun mechanics for how that might work. The circumstance cards that you would see in the living card decks from like the other games, so Valley, Forests, and Sands, they all have the common circumstance back. So there's nothing stopping you from placing those cards in your circumstance decks if you want a little bit of variety. Dragon Shadow, love Boopoo the Gully Dwarf. Yes, Boopoo. The fact that she delivered Raceland's tome, Fistandantilus's tome, was great. I think that was awesome. I like the idea of a map of all the various volumes. E. Young, thank you. Baba Yaga and her hut would make a great boss. Yeah. That definitely too. Yeah, we were kind of looking at something like that, and we ended up opting for the haunted house instead. But I agree, Baba Yaga would be a good one. Dragon Shadow, any thought on dual terrain tiles like forest and sands? Ah, good question. We actually have been thinking about adding a product that is map pack only, that uh, combines the different regions together. So a map pack that would give you tiles that had forests and valley, forests and sands, sands and valley, domain and valley, domain and forest. So we would love to be able to see that, and I think it'd be a fun thing to expand the world. And maybe when we get that greater world view, we would be able to offer something like that. Why did the acronym have to be domain? Because the name of the game was Domain of Mirza Noctis, and so we try and starting with Sans at least, we tried to do something fun with the acronyms. So SOS for Sans is the acronym for help. So we wanted to do something fun with the acronym for domain, and that is that it matches its name. So domain, DOMN. All right, Brian. I love it. Tons of nostalgia. Thank you, which is probably why the campaign drew me in. Awesome. Thank you. Short fuse. Please say completing episode 1 campaign book has not put you off making future campaigns. That's another great question. We have literally spent almost 2 years building our campaign product, and I love it. It is amazing. We have almost finished chapter 4. I think we've got 4 more passages to write and to edit, and it's an amazing story. Going back to that whole Dragonlance thing. I grew up on novels like that. The whole Dragonlance series, the Avatar series in Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun. I grew up on those TSR books, and I was really happy to kind of delve into our own dip into that pool, so to speak. To give people the ability to actually, read through a story, interact with a board game in a completely unique way. So yeah, we're really excited about it. It has been a lot of work, not gonna lie. And the other company that I have been kind of push and pull back and forth between my two jobs. So it has been awesome, but I work all the time, and I don't want to get burnt out. That being said, we still do plan completely on doing more campaign modes. So we are certainly looking at that. And that goes right into JV's question. Campaign book for Volume 4. Yes, I do feel that it will be a little bit of time. We are not necessarily blessed with a huge team of people, so we are looking at everything that we can do. All right, Marios, Volume 4 have any more story than on the site? Not necessarily in a storybook, or on the site or in the app. That's a great question. When we first sat down to produce Domain, and Gamefound came out, we didn't want to rush it, but we had this crystal golden opportunity to get into Gamefound system in its infancy, and get a lot of support and eyes kind of on the platform, and so that helped us grow a little bit organically. But there's give and take in everything, and we launched the campaign a little bit earlier than we would have liked, and so we didn't have time to actually produce a storybook like we have in the past. So it's a great question. I don't think we're going to be doing the storybook for Domain. That's not to say that we may not offer something later. Richard, thanks for the question. At what point do you give up your day job? Yeah, I am really lucky to say that I work from home now, so I have two companies, but I spend my time on Hexplorer at almost 50-50 split, and I'm very happy to be able to do that because it means that I can continue to work pretty much all the time. And generally speaking, I'm up, I take the kids to school, I work, and then I don't stop working until I eat with the family or whatever. And then I don't want that to come off sounding like I'm complaining. I'm very happy to be able to continue to work. So thanks for the question. John, adding campaigns has been the best addition to the series. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. It's been so much work and it's so rewarding because as we go through and we write it, we read obviously and we tinker with how the story is unfolding. And I'm really excited to basically talk about the idea that it's open-ended, right? So you can choose the different things that you're doing, and that just brings so much just this fun atmosphere to the game. So thanks. Awesome. So Shiden, so that's Nathan, guys. So jump in to say, when choosing the name Crest Vitalia, we looked at Slavic languages and combined a few words. It roughly ends up meaning beautiful light, which had a nice sense of irony. Nathan, thank you so much for saying that. That's so much more eloquent than I did. Yes, so it is awesome to see you here, and that is so much of a better answer. Nice hat, by the way. Oh, thanks, John. Thank you. Yeah, my son has one, and he wears it all the time. Hi, Nathan and Kat. Thanks for being here, guys. Yes. Okay. So, is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Otherwise, I think we're gonna be ending our little event here today. I'll give it a couple more moments. Gedjik, thank you. Yeah, we're very happy with how campaign mode is turning out. I can talk a little bit more about campaign mode. It's fun. It's fun because each chapter. So we have a Word document for each chapter, and it's about 200 pages long. So we go through and we devise what the triggers are going to be. And we have this whole, you guys know the meme? I don't even know where the meme comes from. I might be showing my age, but it's the guy he's pointing to a board, and there's spider webs everywhere on his you guys probably know what I'm talking about. I don't think that I would need to look up the meme to find it, but he's like aliens, right? Like there's all this stuff going on his board, and he's talking about it. So that's kind of like our document maps, because we have this overarching storyline, and they all basically kind of all of these events kind of get peppered in throughout the story and interact in different ways. It's kind of like a mind map where we have and James has done an awesome job with this, and so he has built and devised all of these different things to happen in the story, and we talk about it, and we finesse, and we do different things to get the players into these arcs, and then you test them, so it's real fun to go through as a group and play. Richard, thanks for making great games. Thank you for being here and for saying that. Appreciate it. We live off of this kind of positivity. We have a team meeting tomorrow. It's so much easier to do our jobs, and not to say that we wouldn't, with the bad feedback too, but it certainly helps and makes it easier for us to do when we hear it. Lee, have a great weekend. Dragon, thank you. Thanks. I appreciate it. Everyone, really appreciate you being here. Thank you again. And have great, great adventures in your days to come. Thank you.